Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wingman Wisdom. Well, I've been hitting the RV show circuit lately, and I ran into a friend of mine that is a service writer at a big RV dealership. He and I hadn't seen each other in a while. We were yakking, and he says, "You know what?" He says, "Sales have slowed down, but the service department is busier than it has ever been." And so I can certainly understand that. During the pandemic, everybody was buying RVs. So right now the sales have slowed down because of the economy, but people need work done on their RVs. But here's the funny thing. He told me something that it's so obvious that most people, I'm going to share it with you in a minute, most people just won't do it. I'm going to tell you how to save money. I'm going to tell you what the service writer said. But first, welcome to Wingman Wisdom. I am the RV Wingman, former campground owner, lifelong RV camping enthusiast, lover of all things outdoors related, and I love most of the people that do it most of the time, and I love going to RV shows this time of the year. You never know what you're going to see. You never know who you're going to bump into. So this guy told me, he said that almost every RV that comes in, almost every one, some of the things that are written up on the service order are things that should have never been there, that they're due to neglect, poor maintenance on the part of the owner. And he said, what's worse is most of those things, he says, not only do the people get mad that it takes so long for them to get their RV back out to them, but they're mad because they think that the RV is a piece of junk, but they didn't do their maintenance. I'm telling you, there's something going on in our country. I think we are all, me included, getting dumber. I think we're getting dumber, and computers are doing it to us. I'm an old guy, and yes, I'm opinionated, but I observe a lot of things. This service writer said he's never seen so many smart people, really smart people, that can't fix the most basic of things. Another guy I know, he's got a training academy in the RV industry, big time, very, very successful. He said if people would just come to this class, they could take that knowledge that they learn, hands-on knowledge, and save thousands of dollars in their own life, in their own experiences. And it's pretty fun too. It's a class, but you gotta, you'll walk away with some knowledge. Some of the smartest people that I know, the smartest human beings I know, are not book smart, but they're common sense smart, real smart. And what I'm talking about is, for example, mechanics, not a technician. Nowadays, the people that work on cars, I don't think they're real mechanics. Some people may call them mechanics. They're really a technician. They plug something in, it goes replace that, and do two of them, and you're done. A mechanic, back before computers, if he wanted to fix something, he needed to know how things worked. He could listen and go, that sounds like and that's connected to and they could critically think a problem through to the solution, and that's what you paid for. You paid for their expertise because they were able to critically think. When I had my ranch in Texas, I had a guy that my ranch foreman, I don't know what his education level was, but I don't think he went past high school if he finished high school. But I will tell you, he was one of the most intelligent people when it came to how to fix things on no budget at all. How to fix things on his own because he could critically think. Give you an example. I had a hunting blind that needed to be moved one time, and it was big. It was on a big tower. It weighed 200 or 300 pounds, and it's tall, like 12, 14 foot tall, plus the box on top, big, heavy. And I said, I need to get that thing moved, but I'll help you and get some other guys to help you next weekend when I come up. So I go up the next weekend, it's already moved. I said, who did I get to help you? He says, well, you didn't get me anybody to help. He said, I did it on my own. I'm going, no way. There's no way one guy, especially him, could move that, figure out how to move it on his own. But he did. You know why? Because he had to. He could critically think. I won't even say who they are, but famous, very famous people that are smart. You would think, man, these people are so smart that I would drive around at the ranch and we'd get to a gate and they'd have to open the gate. Well, the gate only opens and closes one way. So I get up to the gate, they go and they open it and they try to pull it back. All they got to do is push it. Now that's simple enough to understand. So they push it. I drive forward. They close the gate. They lock the gate. Be with me on this. And they lock themselves on the wrong side of the gate where and you can see that look of, uh-oh. And I'd see him in the rearview mirror. I'm thinking, oh my God. And this is a famous whatever. They don't have the ability, most of us don't have the ability to critically think. And AI is doing it to us. AI is fun. It helps us be lazy, but it doesn't help us to critically think. There's a story I heard, it's an old fable about a big engine, this big ship's engine that wouldn't start. Most of you have heard this. It wouldn't start. Everybody came out like, we can't figure it out. It's a big, I don't know, $20,000 engine. Huge. And they couldn't figure out how to make this thing go. Finally, they got this old man with a little toolbox. He says, hey, you want to come over and look at this? What's the matter? He says, well, nobody can figure it out. The engine's broke. He comes over and opens his toolbox and takes out a little hammer and donk, 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 donk. He, about 5 minutes later, he tightens this and moves that, cranks it up, bam, starts up in 5 minutes. They're like, oh. The guy says, well, send me the bill. He sends him the bill for $10,000. $10,000. You didn't work 30 minutes on the thing. He says, well, yeah, it's $10,000. It's $100 for my tool rental and $9,900 for my experience. We need people in our world that can critically think. And if you own an RV, if you can't critically think, you're going to be frustrated a lot. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to know how a carburetor works and all the pistons and all that, because most of the time, the things that break down on an RV are easy to fix if you'll just try to fix them. Before we had these damn things, what did a mechanic do when they had a situation or a problem? Well, I don't know. They figured it out. These things have helped us make our lives so much easier, haven't they? I'm not criticizing this. What I'm saying is maybe we depend on this too much to answer our problems. Yes, we can figure out that instant solution with this computer and AI, but does it help us to think? That's why, as I have more time now, because I'm sort of semi-retired, I'm reading more. I'm thinking more. I'm wondering, how does that connect with that? What's the result, the consequences of all this other stuff? And as I think about life, I'm going, all of us have become so lazy. Do you agree with that? Or no, I'm not lazy. I'm not lazy compared to a lot of people, but I think that I lean on that AI and my computer and spell checker and all that stuff more than, I'll tell you, before computers, my dad never did. He wrote old longhand. I see those old letters that my father wrote, even that my grandmother wrote. Handwritten letters, page after page after page. Beautiful handwriting. Mine is terrible. Beautiful handwriting and no mistakes and in ink. I'm like, I don't know if people can do that nowadays. But that's what they did because that's what they had to do. I suggest if you own an RV, or you own a home, or you're going to own a home, even if you don't, learning how to critically think, be objective, try to figure it out. Don't try, just give me the answer. When video games first came out, there was a little 4-year-old kid that lived down the block from before she was my wife. His name was Kyle. And Kyle would play this game called Mario Brothers. And it was, I don't know, been out for a while. I don't play video games. But they didn't have it, but my wife's family had it. And so I'd go and watch this little kid. Man, he would, and he could play that Mario Brothers. So he got me addicted. This old guy and the little 4-year-old kid. I'm playing Mario Brothers with Kyle. And I got so frustrated. And then he showed me the trick. And there's tricks, you jump over here and wait till the third one and you pull the little thing down and oh my gosh. And I got real good at it, but I didn't fix it. Kyle was my 4-year-old friend. He was my AI. If I would have figured it out on my own, not only would I have had the success, but I would have had the pride in knowing that I did it. And if you will fix your RV, if you'll learn to fix your RV, you can take advantage of you can camp more, save more money, get more pride out of your life. I would say, try to get your family to join you. Try to get your wife or your husband, your kids, grandkids to come over and help you work on the RV. They don't want to do that. Well, nobody wants to work if they can go and play in this stupid thing. Try to bribe them. Say, look, before we go camping, we got to make sure everything's ready. And can you tighten that up? Why don't you go over and make a list of the things that you see that we might need to work on? Enlist the help of others. Help them to think. Put the cell phones down. Think about going to an RV school. You can go to get 100 people to go to these schools, and I don't get paid 10 cents for it. Those schools are really good to help you think, to take your brain and let you see how that's connected to that, electrical and plumbing, and the principles that apply. And you can take those same principles and apply them a lot to the plumbing in your house. You can understand electricity a lot better in your sticks and bricks home. You can. And you can do it, I guess. You can get by with YouTube and go into something real quick and have an AI help you. And if all you want to do is get by, that's all you're going to be able to do. But if you want to learn to survive, use your brain and critically think. By the way, if you've lasted this long in the video, thank you very much. I am so good at giving advice. I wish I could take about half the advice I dish out. I really mean that. I'm being honest. That's what a wingman is. He is honest. He tells you what he sees, and he does it in an honest way, hopefully not a condescending way. So that's what I took away from the RV show. I did see a lot of people. It was kind of exciting. I saw more people than I thought I would have at the shows that I've attended that are interested in buying a new RV. And that gives me some optimism there. And the buyers that I see seem to be smarter. They seem to be, they take notes. They literally have little notepads, many of them, and they don't want to be bothered by a salesman. Most of the salesmen are, they're trying to sell. These people don't want to be sold. They want to buy an RV. Eventually, when they want a salesman, a good salesman, a knowledgeable, helpful person will be available, but not to oppress them. Most people are past that. Those new buyers that'll buy anything. Woo, that's a nice one. Yeah, payments are only $450 a month forever. Those days are gone. Most buyers that I saw are pretty educated. They're doing their homework. They may not buy today, but they are in the market. They seem to have a wherewithal financial. I don't know their financial condition, but most of them are not super young. They're maybe 45 and up, and they seem like they really want to get into camping and RVing. And that gives me, as I said, gives me hope. Anyway, that's my thoughts for the day. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. Right here, we sit around like the virtual campfire, and we just talk. I want to hear your stories. What do you think? You think AI is making us stupider, lazier? Because I sure do. And if you disagree with me, that is okay. I still like you. Let's disagree respectfully. I read every email. I read every comment, and I listen to every voicemail that comes in. I love hearing y'all's voicemails. I really do. And I call back and email as many people as I can. I do it. I try to keep it to about an hour a day, but sometimes like 2 hours a day. Can't get back to everybody, but I promise I will get back to you if I can. Like to get a hold of me, click the word more in the description below. It will open up. You'll see my personal contact information and many great RV dealers that I promise you can trust with links to jump over to them. Thank you so much for watching. Click the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share it on social media with your family and friends. And I will see you soon. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.